CopyPaste Special. This pertains to the situation where I'm dealing with an assembly. The first video segment dealt with a single part and a single part body. The second one was a single part, a part body, and some multiple multiple bodies in it. And the third one was two parts, okay, but not in the context of an assembly. All right, so here we have a situation where there's a green box and there is a let's say a yellow wedge, as you can see, and they're supposed to fit together. And once you change the size, the rectangular, the triangular hole in the box, the wedge should change accordingly. Okay, so let's start with the problem. Here's a product. I'm going to insert a new part, and I'm going to call this thing the box. Okay, right click, properties, box, and box. Okay, so double click on the box and let's make it. Now what I'm going to do is I will create two sketches. So the first sketch is going to be a rectangle, which is going to get padded, and the second one is going to be triangle. That's also going to be pocketed. Okay, so on let me see, on the say XY plane, I will sketch a rectangle. I'll make everything centered here. Okay, so here's a rectangle. Exit. Okay, so maybe I should call this thing a rectangle instead of sketch 1. I'll call it see now, properties, rectangle. This is sketch 1. Sketch 1. Okay. And then I'm going to make a triangle. So on the same plane, I will sketch this time a triangle, which is going to be nicely symmetric about that axis, vertical axis. Okay, let's make it symmetric here. So the left edge control left point, control right point, control middle axis, and we're going to make this thing symmetric. Okay, and then exit. And I'm going to call this thing a triangle, sketch 2. So triangle. You don't have to make these name changes, but I like to do that. So triangle. Sketch 2. All right. Okay, so let's do a pad here. So we pad the rectangle. That's okay. Just keep the size like that, and then pocket the triangle. Let's flip this arrow. Okay, there we are. All right. So why don't we go ahead and save this thing? File, save management, save as, desktop, new folder, and I'm going to call it box and wedge. Box, wedge, copy paste. Copy, paste. Okay. So all right. Now while you're at it, we're going to change the color of this thing to green, as it was in the original slide. All right. So now we're going to go and insert a new part. Say no, and this is going to be our wedge. So right click, properties, we're going to make this thing, first of all, the color, well, yeah, that's okay. The color of it I'm going to make yellow, but the name I'm going to call it wedge. Wedge, yeah, and wedge. Okay. All right. Save everything. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make this, but in order to do that, I will copy this triangle and paste it in the wedge. So let's go ahead actually in the box, copy triangle, and now we're going to come back to the wedge, and I'm going to paste it to the wedge or the part bud. Okay, so we go paste special, and here we have a choice of doing it as with no link, so that the two triangles, when they change, they have nothing to do with each other, or as a result with a link. So that's what I want to do, as a result with a link. Remember, this was paste special. Okay, let's wait. Hopefully it didn't crash. Katia did not crash. I don't think so. I think my computer every once in a while goes into coma, and that's the stage where it is right now. But it's going to come back. Okay. Okay. There. Okay. Now, if you look at the wedge, this has been pasted there. It's a paste special, and in fact, if you right click and show hide and show, you can see that it's right there. In fact, I'm going to hide this, hide the green part. You can see it's right there. And if I go to box, original sketch, and if I change this thing, for example, let's see now, where am I? Okay, so we're in that sketch. Okay, I think this is snapping to the grid point. I don't want it. All right, so let's bring it down. Oh. Something is wrong here. What's this coming? Okay, so okay, maybe we should save this thing first. Let's try to save it first. Now I'm going to go to triangle. Yeah, I had to save it, otherwise it would not do what I wanted. So you can see that I can change it here and exit, and the size, if I update the wedge, that size should also change. Oh, right there, local update, right there, see, it did change. All right, the point is that I copied that triangle and I did a special paste here as a result with link. Okay, so let me hide this, or keep it there. I'll keep it there. Okay, now we would like to pad this. So here's a pad. This is the sketch that we want to pad, and you want to go up, 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 and let's go do a mirror extend, and there we are. All right, so let's go to the triangle, change this again, make it taller, and update the assembly. Update the assembly. Notice that it did become taller, or this way. Okay, let's try it. Let's try it one more time. So back to the triangle. Let me make it shorter so that it's more visible. Update the assembly. Where's the update? Right there. Notice that they both change size. Now, here's the problem. I don't have any constraints here. So suppose I would like to bring this, suppose I would like to bring that face and make it coincident with this face. Okay, so coincidence between this face and that. So I get this error message warning, and in fact it won't do it for me. Loop design between geometry and constraints. Okay, the reason this is happening is that if you go back to the wedge, okay, and if you go to the sketch and I double click on it, of course nothing will happen, but let me see, I'm in this part. So the reason this is happening is that this pad, let me see if I can explain this better way. All right, select the triangle sketch 2 right here, right click, and then do a change sketch support. Now notice that the sketch support of the original triangle was on the XY plane. Okay, so right now it's also on the XY plane because it inherited what was in the original sketch, and then it will not allow me to move basically this part up or down. Okay, so I'm going to change the sketch support, and here see it says position as reference. I don't want it to be position as reference. I want it to be position. Position as reference means that it knows that it came from the XY plane and it's going to stay there, and therefore will not be able to put any constraints on it. So I'm going to say position, and then it's up to you. You can put it anywhere you want. For example, I can use, if I wanted to, XY or YZ or anywhere I want. So I'll just use XY. And then OK. It is no longer bound, so if you go to the assembly now, coincidence between this face and that face. Remember last time it told me that there is a loop between geometry and the constraint. That is no longer happening, so I can update and it's going to go where it's supposed to. Okay, let's do another one. Let me take this constraint here. Let me take this constraint, let me delete it. This time put an offset constraint between this face and that face. Right now, oh, this is angle. I don't want angle. I want offset constraint between this face and that face. Right now there's 0 distance, so let's make it 4 and update. Okay, it went down. Obviously I want it to be -4. -4. Update. And it goes to the right. The whole point was that I had to go to this sketch that was created here, copied and paste special, and I had to right click and then change the sketch support. Otherwise it will not let me impose any constraints. Okay, so that's pretty much it, and good luck. I hope that this is going to be useful, and one day you're going to need this kind of a thing. See you later.